Hi, this is Dan Sullivan. I'd like to welcome you to the Multiplier Mindset Podcast. The entrepreneur that we're featuring here is Casey Cheshire, who has a marketing consultation, marketing execution company, and he's from Nashua in New Hampshire, beautiful state. Frequently, the entrepreneurs that we interview here have a lot of experience in the program, but Casey actually gave us a huge successful first quarter. So he gave us this testimonial right at the end of his first 90 days in the program. And you can see already that his mind has shifted. He's actually shifting and creating a change in his personal game. And he talks about intentionality about time. And of course, this is really one of the first building blocks that you get when you come into Strategic Coach, because we have the unusual, very extraordinary time system where in your calendar of 365 days, there's only 3 kinds of days you can have. Focus days, when you actually get your work done, that's front stage days. Buffer days, which are your backstage days, but the most important one is actually the first one, which we call free days.
So my name is Casey Cheshire, and I run a marketing technology strategy consulting firm, and we help people maximize their marketing automation and their CRM. So we have a blast. We help people out with their marketing. Well, really, even after one quarter, I've found it's been super helpful. I've really implemented being intentional about my time. That's one of the things I've noticed about people that are really successful is that they're super intentional about everything. The most intentional people win, and being intentional about my time has been awesome. And I've turned it into a game. And so now I really am trying to have free days, focus days, buffer days. I'm like all in on that. My assistant knows about it, and my leadership team knows about it. One time, I jumped in on an email thread on a focus day, and my COO said, "Isn't this one of those days you're supposed to be, out of communication?" And he caught me. So I just archived the email and then moved on. But I have the whole team supporting me, and I've really been focused. In fact, last Tuesday, I had the most focused day I've ever had, ever, in the history of being a CEO. I crushed so many of my top 3s. I wrote articles. I planned out a training video. I recorded 7 training videos in one day, all because that day was blocked off and focused. So there's all these different stages where you're at, where I know a lot of people are super busy. They're busy to the max, and they don't have any quality of life because they're working all the time. I've definitely been there. And then I came to Strategic Coach at the point where I had got a company somewhat managing itself, and I really wanted to maximize my time to break through that next level. So I'm seeing different people at different stages, and what I recommend is you need to have a coach. You need to have a program like Strategic Coach. It's world-class CEO education. It's these kind of things. You got to invest in yourself. Oftentimes we're investing in our team or in our employees, but we got to make sure we invest in ourselves. So I totally recommend this program because it's one of those things that really helped me get ahead and is helping me now. And we're getting into like super growth mode. So I'm just really excited about it. So don't reinvent the wheel. Learn from the people that have already done it, maybe the hard way or the easy way, but they figured out some great systems. So I just want to encourage people to do that. I'm really excited. All I know is I'm really excited for the future. I'm really excited for where I'm at. I'm jazzed again about stuff. Sometimes we can get bogged down by the details, and sometimes we can get distracted by putting out fires or distracted by things we shouldn't even be doing anymore because we have people, we have a great team for that. That's what the team's for. Let them do their jobs. So I'm just really excited about the future to see where I can go. I love learning. I love becoming a better CEO. When I first came to the program, I'm sure some people want that free time. I came and I'm great at free time. I can do free time all the time, every time, all day long. And I say that, but there are occasions where I break that rule and then it just ruins the whole experience. One time I was at Disney World and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do one phone call and then we're gonna explore Disney World. I did that one phone call and it ruined the whole day. One phone call ruined the whole day. My family was mad at me. We salvaged the thing. It didn't completely ruin it, but I just remember it being like, wow, that was only one phone call. How could that possibly happen? Well, I was breaking the rules. Now I've since learned about them here, but I was thinking, well, I can just do one phone call and I'll be fine. No, that one phone call can take you and it can take you for a ride. Same thing happened. I was vacation with a family in Miami on the beach. Everyone's having a great time. And one email, one email from a vendor that was cranky, salty, sour. And you know what? That made me so mad inside. Here my kids are swimming in the pool having a great time, and I'm distracted by this stupid stuff I shouldn't be even thinking about. And the two examples of where I thought I was great at doing the free time, or yeah, I can do that. My weekends are fine. And I really wasn't. I was half doing them, or even less, because I was distracted. Literally that whole day in Miami, the rest of the day, I was thinking about how much I hated this vendor. I never wanted to work with them again, and I never did, but I thought about them all day long when I was down on vacation. So I've learned actually to be better at those free days. So a free day, a day spent focused solely on yourself, on your family. It's no business, and I even say as much to there's no business books. You're not even going to read a book about business. You're not even going to listen to a podcast about business. It's just checking out completely. And it could be, and for me, my list, I wrote down things like spending time with the family, going on adventures, camping, skydiving is on my list. So all different things to have fun and just energize you and fill you full of happy, good thoughts. But anyways, it recharges your batteries. And so those are the free days. And you got to plan them out all in advance. You got to plan them way in advance. Really good, you plan them out months and quarters in advance. But I did the whole quarter in advance and worked with my assistant to just put those all on the calendar so they're booked off. And you can start with weekends. Clearly, a weekend's a great way to start for free days, and maybe get some more. Eventually, you turn your vacation into a free day.
The possibility was he was going to have great free days, but he slipped. He was tempted just to take one phone call, and the one phone call took him right out of the magic of free days. And he felt badly about it afterwards, and he experienced pain about this and regret. And I just wanted you to know that this always happens, that when you say you're going to have a free day, but you say, oh, I'll just take a phone call, it never works. Because it isn't just like 5 minutes. You're thinking about it for 2 or 3 hours beforehand, and then if the phone call doesn't go the way you want it, then you're thinking about it for the rest of your free days. And you're not actually there. Your family's there, they're having a good time, but you're not having a good time. So I've heard this story about 500 times, and it always is the same story. When you're having a free day, be free. When you're having a focus day, be focused. When you're having a buffer day, use it for preparation so that you can have great free days and great focus days. So the interesting thing in Strategic Coach, and this is the greatest capability that you can learn right at the beginning of Strategic Coach, and that is to have clear-cut days, which are either free days when you don't do any work at all, midnight to midnight, 24 hours, focus days when the only thing that you're really concerned with on focus days is the most important activities in your company that are money-making activities. They're front stage activities. They have to do with being great out in the marketplace with your clients and customers, and you protect those. That's a 24-hour day from midnight to midnight. And that frees you up to have backstage days, which we call buffer days, when you can do cleanups, you can do reorganization, you can do training, you can do preparation to have really good free days and focus days. Now, in relationship to free days, the best use of a buffer day is to arrange that all the team that you have knows totally what you're going to be doing on the free days so that you don't have to think about it at all. So you get them completely in charge so that you can go away for a day, for a week, for 2 weeks. And during those 2 weeks, you're just free and they're completely in charge. So that when you come back, then you can review what happened. And from one free day break to the next, they keep getting better at taking complete charge. And that's how you grow a great team. You grow a great team much more quickly when you're on your free days than when you're actually there. I mean, there's lots of reasons for free days. Rejuvenation for yourself, strengthening your personal life with your family, and with other activities that give you a great deal of pleasure. But the other aspect of free days, it's during the free days, properly set up with your team, that they actually grow because they're in charge. And you never know how good your team is until you're not there. And if you really want to go deep with this, with a planning tool, we have a download for you, which is called productivityguide.coach.